A foreigner in the Philippines, good evening. It's been rainy day and whole day and whole night. And now we're back into night. Yeah, so we're here to read a letter from our sender. Dear Terence and Beth, I am Perlita, 56 years old, Filipina, an OFW for 20 years in Hong Kong, Saudi, Taiwan. Very good. OFW, we salute you all. Experience-wise, I am very wise when it comes to savings and investment. I have house and Mitsubishi car and had modest concrete house, but I'm alone. Because all of my four siblings that I sent to college are now residents in other countries. And even Christmas, they didn't greet me Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, Mom. I saw your interview of Rob, and I'm hoping that somebody out there is willing to marry and devote his love and care for an older Filipina. I had a relationship 4 months ago to a Filipino, 35 years old, and I lost 100,000 pesos because he just withdrew money without my permission. I just found it when I inquired in the bank the balance of my account. That someone withdraw at the time we check in the hotel when I'm in very good sleep. I thought I found him. I'm scared to be alone. When I saw Rob, I wanted to find foreigners maybe in 65 above, and I do hope that foreigners' mindset will not just focus on young and fresh Filipina, but also look the late blooming Filipina. Because we're just the same, wanted to find love and to be loved in return. Thanks for reading my sentiment, Terence and Beth, Perlita. Yeah, let me do first. You know, Ma'am, I'm sorry for you to feel alone, but to be alone, you don't need to be alone. What I'm talking? Finding someone in the wrong place and in the wrong decisions and in the wrong reasons will not fill up the loneliness in you. Right? Will not filled up, and besides, I'm sorry to hear that you've been working very hard to send your 4 siblings to college, and then now they didn't remember you. That's the fact,
Honey, you have to get that pronunciation right.
Why?
Because it sounds like you're saying F-U-C-K.
No, F-A-C-T.
Yeah, I know that, but the way that it sounds, you said that's the fuck. And
okay, that's the reality. Sometimes sometimes that's the reality, that the blood what do you call that?
It's not as thick as you think.
Yeah, it's not thick as you think. It's not thick as you think. Because sometimes
that's what I said.
Yeah, because sometimes the one who is not our family in blood is the one that is more stick to us. In time, it's trust, but don't give right away. You should have boundaries on your trust, and at the same time, don't find love. Don't make it a reason. Don't find man just for a reason that you don't want to be alone. You feel lonely, because you could go out, make your mind, what do you call that, Han? Make your mind full, right?
You could keep yourself busy.
Yeah, you keep yourself busy, go out, go to beach, go to somewhere else where there's a lot of people, and, right? And don't just stay at home, because sometimes when you're staying at home and your house is so big, you got big television, you got big that, you got big dining table.
Where did you get that story from?
No, because he said he got a modest house, he got a concrete house.
A modest concrete house.
Yeah,
and
she's alone.
She didn't mention anything about the big television.
Yeah, but what if she's... Because sometimes, even if you're alone, even if you got a big house and you're a small house and you're alone, seems your big house, right? So don't,
Really?
yeah. So don't just go out, And when you feel lonely, go out, mingle with other people, go somewhere, go to the mall where your mind is occupied, and go to church, go to somewhere else, go to Bible study,
What Beth is saying in part is correct. But going out to the mall and just mingling with a lot of people that you don't know and are not talking to
Make friends.
is not the way to feel less alone. You might feel even more alone then.
Make friends somewhere.
Right. This is what most advice comes about being alone, or being alone and being lonely are not the same thing. You can be alone and be quite happy, right? But lonely is another thing. Now, if you don't have friends, the saying is, if you don't have friends and you need a friend, go out and be a friend
Yeah.
to somebody. If you think that nobody cares about you, go out and care about somebody else.
Yes, agree.
There are many organizations where you can go and you can literally walk in the door and say, I'd like to help. What can I do?
Like I want to be a volunteer, and be productive, and
Yes.
don't find guy to fulfill the loneliness, because possible you will ended up broke, right?
Yeah. I think that's true. So
and
you need to, the other thing is, while you're going out and say volunteering and helping, there's another thing that you can do too. You can find something that you enjoy doing. The things that come to mind are art classes, or sculpting classes, or modeling, or I don't know, dressmaking. You might find
Yeah.
there's always a chance that you might find somebody in a dressmaking class, isn't there?
and then make do a sari store.
Do a sari
Yeah, so
store.
in other
I
words,
mean,
people coming in, and then you will be
honey.
busy.
what could be worse than being imprisoned in a tiny little sari store?
And at the same, ma'am, about your concern that you want a foreigner, that is, why is it foreigner preferred younger rather than older Filipina? Because they can. They can.
Because why do they do it? Because they can.
Yeah, but at the same time, there are also other foreigners that wanting older Filipina because of their preferences, but it is different foreigners have different preferences, but love can be found whether in Filipino or foreigner, but at the end of the day, don't reason out to find partner because you're alone, because at the end of the day you will ended up maybe into a wrong person.
Well,
Right.
you've already had that experience, haven't you? So don't go that road again, but don't stop trusting everybody because of that
Yeah.
experience. Find
Learn
Find-
from experience.
find things that you enjoy doing, and then go out to classes or places where other people who enjoy those kinds of things are, and eventually you will find somebody. You will find somebody that is good for you, not someone who does kind of sound like if that man was waiting and biding his time, and then he waited until you were asleep and swooped in, scooped off 100 grand and was on his merry way. Sounds like you met him for all the wrong reasons.
Yeah, we're praying for you, and at the same time we're hoping that time will come, you will find Mr. Right, and don't rush, and don't rush things to find the one for the reasons that you're lonely and you're alone.
Yes, maybe you should be praying for Mr. Right Enough. Rather than Mr. Handsome, you say Mr. Handsome enough, Mr. Kind enough, Mr. Gentle enough.
And you know what, ma'am, it's not very important that you find the man, because sometimes we are destined to be alone, right?
I don't think that she's really, she's not really hoping to hear that, is she? Do you think she's actually told you that she's alone and she doesn't want to be alone, and here you are saying, well, maybe that's all that you go to help us be alone. Yeah?
What I mean is,
What?
sorry.
At
What
the,
I
at
mean
the end
is,
of the day,
at the end of the day,
At the end of the
sometimes,
day,
sometimes we're just destined to be alone. You know, but it doesn't mean that you don't need to be married. You don't need to have a partner. But it doesn't mean that you will alone for the rest of your life. Maybe friends come. Maybe maybe other family relatives come to be with you rather than searching to be with the man so that you will have somebody to talk in the night, somebody to kiss, somebody to hug, because it's not just about physical physical someone,
well,
right?
hugging and kissing is about physical, isn't it?
You need to do is just go out and find a way to make your life have a meaning, right?
And it may be that you really need to stop thinking about yourself
Yeah.
and have a look around at how wretched some people's lives really are. It
Yeah.
sounds like you have actually been very successful. You have worked very hard. You've a lot of people apparently have much to be grateful for you, from you. And now, if you're expecting that they will come forward with thanks which are equivalent to the help that you gave them, you may find, like a lot of people, that it's not coming. So you need really to just continue on with your productivity, go into a different area where you're actually helping, and don't ask for anything in return. Oh God, there's nothing that is better feeling than that, than going and helping somebody for no return.
And don't be regrets that you're helping your siblings to send in college, you know, and then they forgot you, because just move on. And maybe your neighbors, maybe one of your neighbors will feel will let you experience the real family feelings. You know, all you need to do is just open your hearts, open your mind, and at the same time embrace other people in your life. Not
Yes.
just the gender, whether it's male or female, but the whole